America 250 continues. Well, long before this was the Sunshine State like we know today, Florida was largely a wild, disconnected frontier. But 150 years ago, one man's winter vacation, just to change his health, changed everything. That man was Henry Flagler.
He just traveled here, just by chance for a honeymoon with his new wife and fell in love with the town.
When Standard Oil tycoon Henry Flagler first visited Northeast Florida back in 1876, he fell in love. He saw the light of the future, but he was concerned by the lack of modern amenities.
A few years later, in 1885, he returns, and there's been a remarkable change. He stays at the San Marco Hotel, which had just opened.
Then he had a vision: to build an escape from the cold for wealthy guests from up north.
He actually purchased the railroad to extend down to St. Augustine so his guests would have a nice luxury way to get to his hotel.
He hires these young, talented architects and gives them carte blanche to create the most fantastical hotel that they could possibly imagine.
And thus, the first real theme resort was born. It was the Ponce de Leon in 1888.
This is not unlike what Walt Disney does to Orlando a century later.
He followed that with the Hotel Alcazar, and eventually he bought the Casa Monica Hotel from a friend. Yes, St. Augustine in the Gilded Age was a sight to behold.
You have the wealthy going around in Ponce de Leon Hotel. You have them playing games, swimming in the pool in Hotel Alcazar.
He also built beautiful churches and even a new jail outside of town to keep the criminals away from his resorts and guests.
He starts using the term an American Riviera, or the Newport of the South, and it's a big hit.
It was all going so well as Flagler pushed further south. And then came the freeze of 1895, which had a devastating impact on St. Augustine.
So the elite of the visitors, they may stop for a little while in St. Augustine, but they continue on and develop Palm Beach and Miami, and we all know what Palm Beach looks like today.
Well, St. Augustine rebounded, but Flagler rarely returned. But his love affair with the city never went away. In fact, he's buried in a mausoleum along with his first wife and first daughter in one of the churches that he built. It's right across the street from what is now Flagler College. And I went to that church the Sunday morning before I left. The most peaceful place. I mean, and you think about the architecture there that you saw. It's unbelievable. You could think about building that back in late 1800s, early 1900s. It's amazing.
And you can see it all still there today.
Everything. That's what I love. All right, another nugget. We talked about this earlier about Henry Flagler, married 3 times. His final wife was Mary Lily Keenan. To show his love for her, he built the mansion in Palm Beach and named a town after her in Central Florida. That, by the way, was Kenansville. All right, coming up tomorrow, the Big Three, as they're known. The 3 original Flagler hotels are still around, but only one is still a hotel. It's that one. We're going to take you inside to see how they're keeping the history while also keeping up with the times.
Oh,
that whole story came about because we did Christmas, just like thousands of people here in Central Florida do. We went there for Christmas, and we did the circle there in front of the Lightner, and I looked over and I'm like, that place belongs in Manhattan. It was so beautiful, so we had to go back and see what they're doing with that hotel. Yeah, so it's really amazing.
Did you take the light tour and you went around and saw the Christmas lights everywhere?
Yes, that to me
gorgeous.
is, I love it up there. Love the town. So
so charming. I mean, old world charm, older than New England. It's incredible.
Yeah, and it's booming too. What I find interesting is so many people have moved up there, and so I ask a lot of the locals, what brought you up here? And they say, well, the history and all that. But then they found out that they just love the people in that town because it's so welcoming too. So what you see is what you get there.
Well, weather-wise, it's also kind of in the historical area that doesn't get hurricanes.